Welcome, Flyers fans. You're listening to Chris Mayer, Flyers Fan Mania 93 on YouTube.
Alright, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today I am back with another video here. Now, today I am in a little bit of a different setup. As I mentioned in the latest video, I am getting some new things and I have some new tech things that I'm going to be using for videos and things like that. And as of right now, I'm using I got a new computer, a whole new system, and obviously you're noticing the audio is a little bit different in this one because I'm going off my computer microphone. I'm having some issues with the microphone that I have for the USB, and I don't have any USB ports on my Mac, so I have to get a couple things to kind of plug that in so that that's able to go off of OBS Studio, if you know what that is. I'm using that for recording now and things like that, and I'm going to be using that more often, and also going to be using editing and all that stuff. But you see, there's different things in this video that normally wouldn't be there if I was just recording on my phone. So I'm in the process of switching some things out. So just bear with me for a couple days as things are going to get a little bit different. But obviously, not the greatest news for the Flyers as more players get entered into the COVID protocol. That's why I'm here talking about this, because the Flyers now have 7 guys in the COVID protocol. And some of them were there for injury, some of them were there just because, and it was just the entire thing with COVID and the COVID protocol and everything, and now the taxi squad's being brought back into the league, and just everything. It kind of feels like last year all over again, and in some ways it is. And for the Flyers today, they announced that they placed Derek Brassard, Carter Hart, and Scott Laughton on the NHL COVID-19 protocol list. And then Max Willman was removed. So that is one thing. So Willman was removed, cleared to return to practice. And then they also made a couple of transactions. They recalled Jackson Cates, Gary Mayhew, and Felix Sandstrom to the club's taxi squad. So those guys are on the taxi squad. Fletcher has already said he's going to try to add to the taxi squad as much as possible. And I would assume that means guys from the AHL are going to try to figure out how to add as many players as they can. I'm assuming guys like Bunnaman, and if guys weren't hurt, I would assume, Allison, he probably would have been playing. We might have seen him already. Also, probably will be on the taxi squad, and same thing with Dan Legzinski if he wasn't injured, and maybe even Cam York at some point this season. So obviously there's a lot of different things there on what's going to happen with the taxi squad overall. But for this team right now, you have a game Wednesday on the 29th against Seattle, and then Thursday. And for Carter Hart going into it, that means that you're basically going to be, you might have different goaltenders, you might have different things, because for right now, the Flyers had kind of already mentioned that Jones might be starting both of those games, the 29th against Seattle and the 30th versus San Jose, so hopefully both games are the back-to-back. Sandstrom could get one of these games, because, again, they have a lot of games and a lot of nights, and overall, there's just a bunch of different things going on with that, so you're going to have to wait and see what happens there on who goes where and who plays in what game and things like that. But for the guys not at practice today, it was Laughton, Couturier, Hayes, Brassard, and Frost. They were all the forwards for the COVID protocol. Ellis is also on the COVID protocol, also lower body, and then Hart was COVID protocol as well. So, obviously, the whole thing with the goaltenders, Couturier was put on a couple days ago. He was put on the 21st. Ellis and a few more of the staff members were put on the 26th. So, those guys were added more today. So, it's not been great for the Flyers. And one thing I will say is for the NHL, you've already had a couple postponements for the games on the 28th and the 29th. There's been a bunch of different things going on throughout the league, and teams are adding more guys. And last night I'm watching the World Juniors game, and it's on NHL Network. I'm watching the USA and Slovakia game, and all the news at the bottom is just players getting added into the COVID protocol. Who got put where, what team, who it is, how many players. And I'm thinking to myself, how are they going to continue to play these games if you have, if I'm the NHL and I'm looking at this, you might as well just postpone all the games until the new year. Because, again, I really don't want the Flyers to be playing with, again, a similar situation of last year where they don't have Laughton, Couturier, Hayes, Brassard, Frost, Ellis, and Carter Hart, which is, if you remember the Lake Tahoe game, they had a lot of those guys out. They basically played with a half an AHL roster, and they got smoked by Boston 7-3 in that game on national television in an outdoor venue. So I'm really hoping that can continue to not happen, and they just kind of postpone everything. And it's not even the fact of like, oh, well, And I'm not saying it for the fact of, oh, well, you're going to have to deal with this whole year. I understand that. COVID's essentially part of the world now, and there's a bunch of different things, and you're basically just going to be. It's basically, right now, it's a part of life. You're going to have to deal with it either way. But don't put the teams through a amount of stress, especially a team like the Flyers, who's already shot themselves in the foot. Now you got to play with a COVID, a COVID affected roster. That makes things even worse for them. So I would like if they could postpone these games, they do that, and the Flyers have more of a combined month of February, and they don't have it only 7 games, because that's what they're supposed to have with the other 3 postponements, and then the 4 original games they were supposed to have with the Olympic break. Maybe make that a couple more games, make February more of a regular month, and maybe just kind of stop playing for now. I don't know if they'll do that. If there's more postponements and guys getting put into the protocol in the next handful of days, I would assume some of them already are going to get. There's probably going to be more. We've already seen some of the World Juniors games get postponed and things like that. And Team Austria's captain tested positive. He's out for the tournament. They canceled the women's tournament, which is an absolute disgrace. Just everything. So COVID's obviously been affecting a lot of things. I don't want them to completely shut down the league, but I want them to at least maybe cancel this till the new year so that you at least have, you at least give the teams a chance to come back and be able to play. But as for the Flyers practice today, the players at practice, Farabee, Konechny, Lindblom, Giroux, Atkinson, Van Riemsdyk, Cates, Brown, McEwen, Willman, and Mayhew. And then the defense, Provorov, Braun, Sanheim, Ristolainen, and Yandel, Connaughton, and Sealer, and Martin Jones was in net. And the lines were Lindblom, Giroux, and Atkinson, Farabee, Brown, Konechny, Cates, Mayhew, Van Riemsdyk, and get this fourth line, Willman, Sealer, and McEwen. So Nick Sealer at fourth line center. That's just fantastic. Provorov, Braun, Sanheim, Ristolainen, Yandel, and Connaughton, and then Jones and Sandstrom were there for the lines as well. But look, obviously everything is changing, and it's not great for the Flyers having a bunch of these guys getting put in COVID. So let me know your guys' thoughts below. Remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember to check out Buttons. You can use code PHI for 10% off. Also, check out Garrett Group Construction for any home improvement needs. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon.